Yeah, we got to do a lion's bathtub ritual or something, bro. I don't know what's going on, but kind of freaky. Oh, I know where it's all
Leave a
going.
like and a comment if you want to see JP and I in the bathtub.
Whoa!
I think that's what you're saying.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP, and we're super excited to be back with you guys for yet another weekend of fights. But before we dive into today's episode, just want to give a quick shout out to you guys as our current viewers, our current subscribers, and to everybody that tunes into the channel. We really appreciate you guys. As always, it means a lot to us. JP, we got another weekend of fights on our hands. UFC Fight Night. Adesanya versus Imavov out in Saudi Arabia. Before we dive into that, how are you doing, man? It's been a long time before we've seen each other on the show. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, man. I'm sad a little bit. You know, football season's coming to an end. Congratulations about that. You guys are going back. Trying to get the Chief Pete, I believe they call it. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited. It's a early one. What does it start at, like 7 a.m. or something on a Saturday? Rise and shine.
9 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. our time.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be an early one.
it's a good card though. I do like this as a fight night card. I feel like towards the end of last year, the fight night cards were kind of lackluster, and I like this card. We've had a couple canceled bouts, but good one.
Yeah, it certainly is. It'll be an early one. Some would say maybe this one's better than the next pay-per-view. Maybe we can debate about that. Let
Some
us know your thoughts in the comments if you think UFC 312 sucks, because we do. I will say that right now. We'll get into it next episode. But yeah, early one, Saudi Arabia. I'm excited for it. We can go ahead and jump into the first fight of the night.
absolutely. Some may say. I think everybody's saying that.
Pretty much everyone. Hey, and congrats on Pete Carroll, by the way, man.
All right, first fight of the night. Hamdi Abdelwahab. Hamdi. What's his nickname? He's got a funny nickname, I believe.
The Hammer.
Oh, never mind. It wasn't funny. Damn. Everybody's hopes up. The Hammer versus Jamal Pogues. Heavyweights starting off.
Yeah. Which is always fun. Heavyweight fights can be fun. They can be boring, but also like comedic at the same time. I think we're gonna get a little bit of everything. He is making his UFC debut. And that is Hamdi Dawalabi, the Hammer. All right. He's 3-0 outside of the UFC. Well, he does have a no contest inside the UFC, right?
Yeah, it's
Back in
what was it?
back in 2022.
Dontel Mays. He popped for drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's no contest. We won't really count that. Coming in, fighting Jamal Pogues. I like Pogues in this one. I really do. He hasn't done a ton inside of the UFC that I've been in love with, but at the same time, I think he offers a lot. He can go to decision, which is big for heavyweights. Like, what does your gas tank look like? Can you withstand some damage? Can you get in and out of these rounds unscathed and then still land your damage and do what you need to do? I think he can do that. The win over Thomas Peterson in his last fight out was impressive to me just because of the wrestling threat of Peterson. I think Hamdi's going to bring a little bit more of the power in the hands than someone like Thomas Peterson, which Pokes has got to watch out for. But Pokes can implement his wrestling game plan as well. I do think he gets it done in this one to kick us off for this UFC Fight Night.
Yeah, interesting you brought up Peterson. Because Hamdi is a Olympic wrestler, but he was eliminated in like the round of 16, I think. I don't know how Olympic wrestling really works. I don't really watch it, but and yeah, Peterson was a good wrestler. Pogues did well with that. I liked what I saw from Hamdi in the Mace fight. Was it him or was it the drugs? Or was it the roids? We don't know. Okay. I like his stand up. Both of these guys are, I'm pretty sure both of them are all of the 265. I know Jamal is for sure. Yeah, they both are. I mean, you got two fat boys sucking wind. Okay, who's gonna get tired first? I don't know. you make a good point about Pogues. I just like Hamdi's stand up better. Again, it could just be he could come out and look like shit because he's not taking what he was taking. But I'm gonna take Hamdi for pick's sake. I'm not gonna put any money down on this fight. Seems like a waste.
Yeah, definitely is a waste. I mean, let's not forget he went to split decision against um
Maze.
who we just Dontel Mays.
Yeah.
So that's not very impressive if you ask me. Yes, the striking will be there, but what does that look like when you go 3 rounds without steroids this time around
True.
against a guy that's been there and done that? So should be an interesting fight to kick off the card. All right. Moving up, we've got Bogdan Grad, the graduate, we'll call him, going up against Lucas Alexander.
The graduate. This Lucas guy. I am kind of a fan of Lucas's stand up. I like it. It's slick. He has a off the back foot style. He likes to pull people in, get you coming forward, and then he counters really well. He's quick. He's got straight shots. This dude cannot defend anything on the ground. Like nothing. Okay? This guy does nothing but get subbed when he loses. Bogdan, definitely the more all-around fighter, like the well-rounded fighter. I'm worried that he can get clipped. I really am. I think that's the way he loses if he loses this fight. Other than that, he's got more paths to victory. He's more well-rounded. I think he should win. I would not be shocked if he got clipped and knocked out. But I am going to pick Bogdan. I think just the more well-roundedness and everything. I'm going the graduate.
The graduate. Straight from Harvard, I'd say. His opponent, Lucas Alexander, you're right. Has power in his hands. He's very well built. So I think there probably is an opportunity that he does catch the graduate. But I also agree. I think Bogdan is just a little bit too skilled for a guy like Lucas Alexander. And I think he has more ways to win, especially if he is able to get him down to the ground where Bogdan Grad still has some skills there.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas Alexander, not so much. Not so much. So more ways to win. I also am taking Bogdan Grad.
Yeah, he's got good transitions. He's smart, I would say, on the ground. From what I saw, he's just smart on the ground, got decent stand up, but can't get clipped. Ain't that the story of the game, huh? All right.
Definitely.
Next one's a barn burner. So excited for this one. This is the most anticipated fight on the card. Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Myra head split open Beuno Silva.
Yeah. With Beuno Silva, I believe I've taken her in her past 2 fights, maybe just her last one against Macy Chiasson. Doctor stoppage, nasty cut. How do you recover from that? Right? Like, where do you go from there? I don't know. And that's the question that I have with her is she's 5-4 inside the UFC. She does have good jujitsu, has 7 wins by decision or submission, excuse me. But Jasmine Jasudavicius to me is even more well-rounded than Beuno Silva. I think she has the game to stand with her. She can go down to the ground, get submissions of her own, and then also the durability and the cardio of Jasudavicius I think will be there in this fight. I believe she's also the bigger girl. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she has a little bit of size
Yeah.
on Beuno Silva. And I really think that that's going to come into play, especially with the leg kicks and the range from Jasudavicius. So I'm going to take Jasmine Jasudavicius in this one.
Yeah, she just outdogs other girls, really, and puts pressure on them, like you're saying, the pace. Weaponized cardio, if you will, the Marab special. Bueno Silva, like, yeah, I like her jiu-jitsu. It's really good, but Jasudavicius, like, her path to victory most times than not is she's taking girls down. She's on top. She's doing damage. She's wearing on you. If you're not, like, elite with jiu-jitsu off your back to the point where, like, if she makes one little mistake, you can throw up triangles, arm bars. You got nasty sweeps that you transition into something Chase Hooper style, Oliveria style. Then you just spend too much time on your back and it looks bad to the judges. When in reality, I feel like they think they're winning or something because they're throwing up submission attempts, but you're just on your back too much. She's moving down in weight. I think she's fought at this weight before, but a harder weight cut. Jasudavicius, I think, is going to be stronger. Yeah. I'll back you. Go Jasmine, too.
Yeah, certainly. All right, moving up the card. Super excited for this fight. We should see a lot of fireworks early and often. Terrence McKinney is taking on Damar Hamlin. Damir Hadzovic.
Hey, put up your threes for DeMar. Or not. Bills just lost. Too soon? I'm sorry.
No, it's never too soon to send the Bills packing to Cancun, buddy.
Oh, man. The most popular thing to do on the internet right now is hate the Chiefs. um, Terrence McKinney, like Brevin said, okay, if there's any lock on this card, it is a Terrence McKinney fight not going the distance. I didn't say he'd win. All I said was that the fight ain't going the distance, okay? This is why I like watching Terrence McKinney fight. Everybody can hate on him all he wants. Every card he's on, it's fucking entertaining. You want to know why? Dude's 15-7 for his entire career. He has 0 decision wins and 0 decision losses. Tell me that ain't entertaining right there. Okay? You want to fight, you want to see somebody get knocked out, choked out. I think Hadzovic is cheeks. He's 38. He's 14-7. He's never beat anybody good in the UFC. Troy McKinney looks good, doesn't look good. He's fighting decent guys. And again, he's pushing the pace. I mean, he's going out on his sword or he's winning by stopping. And I'd like to see him get one here. Give me Terrence McKinney.
Yeah, I think he gets back on the right track. Like JP said, this dude never sees a third round, even. He wins in the first, loses in the first, sometimes squeaks through to a second round. And that's a miracle in and of itself. He brings fireworks early and often. Now, the one thing about Hadzovic is this dude hasn't fought in multiple years. His last fight was in 2022, which he took an L. So I don't know what he's going to look like coming out against a guy like Terrence McKinney, who will hit you with anything and everything from the moment that the ref says go. I mean, he will come out with flying knees, but he'll also get caught on the chin. You know, we've said that. So we'll see how this one plays out. But I also think Terrence McKinney probably has the skill set. He's a little bit too wild, in this fight, in this matchup for Hadzovic to find any success. I also am taking Terrence McKinney.
Yeah, I would peek at the fight doesn't go distance line, but it's probably going to be trash.
It's probably like minus 800,
Yeah,
dude.
it's probably going to be trash.
These odds makers aren't blind.
I'll take a peek. I mean, I'm hoping they are. Insert Chiefs Bills ref joke right there. Blind. Joking.
JP, what are you
Rage
doing,
bait.
brother?
Rage bait, fam.
Talk about the Raiders' new head coach there. Blind.
I
right.
No, I gave him his prune juice today. He's good, bro. 73 years old.
Pulled out his walker.
Got him on a little scooter as he's entering the facility screaming at people. Anyways. Next one. I know you're real excited for this one. I know one of these guys is your boy, Shamil Gaziev and Thomas Peterson.
Yeah, you guys know one thing about me, and that is that I am a big fan of Thomas Peterson. All right. Wrestled at Iowa City Community College, the same college that John Jones wrestled at, Colby Covington. These guys are elite wrestlers. All right. Thomas Peterson can really wrestle. However, his hands definitely need some work. Not a big fan of what he does on the feet, but when he can get guys onto the ground, he lands nice ground and pound. He does have some submissions in his bag as well. Landed a key lock in the Contender Series. That was very impressive to me. But ultimately, he's going to look for ground and pound or to go to decision and find a victory there. He won in his last fight out against Muhammad Usman. Really controlled Usman from the get-go. Usman didn't really have a chance. Usman did have hands. So that was the thing that was like, okay, he's going to get pieced up by Usman, right? That's what JP thought. And that's what probably all of you thought. Not so fast, pal. Thomas Peterson can wrestle. His opponent, though, Gaziev, same thing. He can wrestle really well, too. Doesn't have the best hands, but he's got some. This is going to be the poop bowl of the night. Not necessarily the poop bowl because I'm kind of excited for it, but it's going to be two big guys wrestling each other, and whoever's the better wrestler is going to come out on top, in my opinion. This is not one of those situations where it cancels each other out. I will tell you one thing, and JP won't believe it. I think Gaziev's probably the better wrestler. And that is very hard for me to swallow. And Gaziev also probably is going to have the better hands. So I really just got to trust my eyes on this one. I'm picking Shamil Gaziev. But Thomas Peterson, you're my boy. If you ever want to come on the show, hit us up. You know where to find us.
Don't do it, Thomas. He picked against you. um, I mean, yeah, I agree with everything. I'm surprised you didn't take Peterson. I thought you were going to. Look, I'm gonna say something. Okay, people cannot agree with it. Agree with it. I don't care. It has been proven, and I've said it before on the show. Okay, where are we fighting? Saudi Arabia. The last time we watched a fight in Saudi Arabia, and we picked the card, our boy Renat the Rat was fighting. Okay, Raven, do you remember what happened in that Renat the Rat fight?
Yeah, we caught a cheeky decision victory with Rena, even though he lost pretty clearly in our eyes.
Carlos Leal, who was on steroids, by the way, that's a whole separate conversation. Anyways, he won the fight, 1,000%. Go back and watch that. Carlos Leal won that fight. Renat the Rat got the decision. What did I say before we watched that card? Saudi Arabia, okay, these OVEVs, these Muslims, it's the beliefs, it's the way they live life. Over there, I'm telling you, I swear to God, if the fight is close or that fighter doesn't get finished, they will rob the other person if they won. If it goes to a scorecard, I'm telling you right now, do not be surprised if you get robbed. Give me Gaziev. That's why I'm going Gaziev. That's why I went the hammer earlier. He's from Egypt. No idea if he's Muslim. No idea. But that's why I picked him. If you're from that part of the world, if you're near it, I'm telling you right now, dude, it's going to happen. I guarantee it.
Yeah, but the fight's got to be close. And like, I think this one certainly will. I don't know about, I mean, there's a world where Pogues could potentially just dominate in the first fight of the night. You can't really, you can't really rig it in that sense. But this one, it's just going to be takedown after takedown attempt. Who can control the fight?
Who's going to
And
gas out?
yeah, which will probably be Gaziev. But at the same time, I feel like he's going to get enough done before he gasses out. Thomas Peterson doesn't have the hands to take advantage of Gaziev gassing out. And then we're just going to, like, I could see it two rounds to nil Gaziev. Peterson wins the third round. Decision Gaziev. Like, that's probably how it's going to go.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm not going to get screwed over and be all upset about it. And it happened last time, too, and I knew it would. Renat the Rat came through for us.
He did. That was the last time I had luck on my side.
Yeah, we got to do a lion's bathtub ritual or something, bro. I don't know what's going on, but kind of freaky. Oh, I know where it's all going.
Leave a like and a comment if you want to see JP and I in the bathtub.
Whoa.
I think that's what you're saying.
Hey, link in the description. Okay, go check it out. $5 a month. Come on, can't spare $5. I know where all your luck is going. Okay, you're giving all your juice and your energy to the Chief Pete. Okay, what it is. What it is. You care
would make me very happy.
You care more about football than you do about this channel, and I'm sick of it. Okay.
Well, my record would also agree with you. I will say that. My UFC record right now in 2025 would agree with that statement. However, we're going to look to get that turned around real fast.
Hey, and I'm just saying. All right, everybody out there wants to say NFL's rigged, blah, blah, blah. It's rigged. It's rigged. And bet on the Chiefs. That's what I did. And guess what? Printing cash, okay? If it's rigged, go make money on it. Quit crying.
Yeah, bunch of crybabies out there. But we don't have to dive into it. We got fights to cover. All right, moving up the card, Muhammad Naimov taking on Khan Ofli.
Oh, Naimov. Our boy.
Naimov,
Um,
Our boy.
last time he fought was in Saudi last year when we picked the card. Um, his original opponent, don't even remember who it was. Some bum, I think. I don't know. Pulled out like a couple days before, and Felipe Lima, the dog, stepped in. Okay, went to war with Naimov, ended up choking him out. I don't see the same thing happening in this fight. Conor Ofli's going to be smaller. Conor Ofli likes to grapple. I don't like Conor Ofli's stand up. I think it's cheeks. I think Naimov's stronger. I think he's got the takedown defense. Even if he does get him to the ground, I don't see Con outworking him. Nothing. I think Naimov can even knock him out. I don't think it's close. Give me Muhammad Naimov.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He gassed in his last time out. He was beating Lima 2 rounds to 0. Lima came out in the third round, had a rejuvenation. They pumped him up in the corner, really got after him and said, "How bad do you want this?" He went out and found a rear naked choke. I don't think that's going to be the case in this one. Mohamed Naimov has hands for days. He will connect with Ofli, and I don't think Ofli has the chin for a guy like Naimov. Like you said, Naimov's going to be stronger. He's going to be bigger, and he's got better skills, especially on the feet. So give me Mohamed Naimov.
Yeah, man. I mean, and Felipe's a fucking dog. I know I said that before, but that dude, he's good. And that was just a wild fight, like you were saying. He was cracking him, and then Felipe is coming back. I can't see Ofli if he's down 2 rounds to nothing finishing Naimov. I'd be shocked. Um, next one. I'm excited for this one. I like this one a lot. The return of Faraz Ziam. Second time we broke him down on the show versus Mike Davis.
Yeah. This one should be fireworks. Similar to the Terrence McKinney fight. These guys like a lot of action. They're very skilled in what they do. Mike Davis, I'll start with him. He's got KO power. He has 7 wins over his career by KO. He's 4-1 inside the UFC. The problem that I have with this guy though is he's not very active at all, and he has a ton of canceled fights. Now, JP will sit here in front of you guys and say to your faces, "Oh, I hate guys that have a ton of canceled fights." Well, Mike Davis is one of them. I don't believe JP is going to look into that as much as he probably should. Faris Ziam, on the other hand, he's been very active. He's the younger fighter. He is going to be the underdog in this one. He's a little bit taller with a little bit longer reach. I love his last win against Matt Frivola. The knee to the head was beautiful. He dominated him the whole time. And I look for him to do a very similar thing against Mike Davis, who hasn't been active, hasn't been in the octagon, whereas Faris Ziam has. I don't really know how this fight's going to go. I think Ziam would be best suited if he could get Mike Davis down to the ground. You got to really kind of wear him down to avoid some of that power coming back your way. That would be my one thing is Ziam could get caught, and he will probably get knocked out if he gets caught. But Mike Davis, he hits hard. But for Ziam, stay safe, damage him up, and then you can find a victory however you want it later on in the fight. Take him to deep waters. When a guy hasn't fought for years, test that cardio out. That's my take on it. I got Faris Ziam.
Yeah, Ziam really. I know we only broke him down once for the Frivola fight, but before that he looked like cheeks, and then the Frivola fight he looked much better. Granted, we didn't think Matt Frivola was going to be dog ass. Um, I think it's the same thing with. I don't know why I'm keep thinking Mike Evans. They're throwing it. They're throwing a deep ball to Mike Evans. I think Davis, and I know the thing about the cancel fights. I do hate that, but I think every time we've seen Davis, he's looked better and better too. Davis is strong. He's got decent ground game, great top game. Okay, pause. I mean, his transitions from the top, he knows how to take your back really well. Pause. Um, I like it, dude, and he's got a lot of power. I love his stand up. Love his stand up. He's a decent boxer. That's what he started with, I believe, is boxing, and I think he's just made his way, learning the craft, getting better and better. I think Ziam thrives with somebody who's smaller, thrives with range. He is the bigger guy still, but it's not by much. And I just something about Mike Davis, dude. I don't know what it is. I like his style a lot. I think he can do it on the ground. I think he's better at stand up. I don't think Ziam has enough power. I mean, Ziam could clip him, put him out. I just think he's going to be much more worried about Davis's power than Davis is going to be worried about his. I don't know. I just got a gut feeling. I like Davis a lot. Maybe it's biased. You're biased. Don't care. I like Mike Davis a lot. Give me Mike Davis.
Yeah. Yeah. And just a disclaimer, I would have liked to talk about this earlier on in today's episode, but something may be going on with me. I may be cursed, JP. I know you and I have talked about it on the side. So take that as you may. I know some of you have been in the comment section about fade Brevin, fade Brevin. This guy sucks. He's cursed, whatever it is. You're not necessarily wrong. We're just looking to correct the ship. Take that as you may. I'm just throwing that out there. So JP may be right. I definitely concur with some of your picks, but we'll see. I've had moments, especially when we do pick wars. If you classify something as a pick war, I find a way to get it done.
God damn it. Every time we do pick wars, I shit the bed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And we're not talking about just fights, okay? Like other shit that we pick, or like we'll bet on football or whatever it is. Weird shit happens with Brevin's picks. They'll be winning or they'll be playing well, and then all of a sudden that's why I'm saying the bathtub ritual that the Lions did. I mean, I guess it didn't work because they're out too. But something, because this is freaking me out. Okay?
I will quiz you real quick. I bet on the Chiefs one time this year. Just one time. Can you tell me what game that was?
Oh, you bet on him one time. How many losses did they have? 2?
Yeah, week 18 when they sat all the starters and started Carson Wentz. I don't really count that.
Oh, fair. So they only had 1. It wasn't that Buffalo game, was it? It was the first
It sure
Buffalo
was.
game?
It was the first Buffalo game. That's the only Chiefs game I bet on this entire NFL season. They lost. I didn't touch it yesterday. Found success.
I mean, you didn't touch it, but you told me to.
Whoa. JP, what are we doing in this bathtub, brother? That's what I'm really curious
I
about.
thought we were recording and filming for our other site. It doesn't matter. You.
I predicted the first touchdown score to JP,
Yep.
just like I predicted the first touchdown score to my brother last week as well. We picked 2 first touchdown scores correctly. I did the same thing with JP. I'm very smart, especially when it comes to the Chiefs. But anytime I put money on something, I'm cursed. Okay. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, there was a hedge on Marab because he told me I picked against Marab. If I was you, I'd pick Marab. And we hedged Marab, and guess what happened? Right.
I did tell him. We have the receipts. I said, listen, I'm cursed. I picked Nurmagomedov. So throw some money on Marab, JP. He got some money back.
It's weird. It's freaking me out. Is what it is. I'm keeping distance
All
from
right.
you from now on. Like we're back in COVID times.
That's totally fine. I guess we won't be doing any bathtub rituals together. Next fight, Saeed Nurmagomedov. Just mentioned Nurmagomedov. We got Saeed Nurmagomedov taking on Vinicius Oliveira. I'm actually extremely excited for this fight.
Yes, I agree. Now everybody slow down, okay? I know his last name's Magomedov. I know they look the same. Shocker. He's not out of Habib's camp. Okay, this is not a Habib.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I thought he was out of like a different part. No.
No, he's out of Khabib's camp now. He may have not trained with Khabib before. He does now.
Does he really?
Yes, they're all from Makhachkala, Russia.
Makachala. That's true. They all. Yeah. What does it say? Dag fighter. Anyways, that probably doesn't change anything for me. But Vinicius, we picked him over. Who was it? It was 300. I remember, no, it was like 303 or something like that.
Yeah, it was against our boy last weekend or the last fight card. Um, Bernardo Sapage and Ricky Simone,
Ricky
both of those
Simone.
guys.
Yeah, we picked him over Simone. I think he's most known for his fight against Sopaj, starching him. And you guys have seen how good Sopaj is. We talked up Sopaj last week when he was fighting, and he went out there and got it done. We like Sopaj. We also like Vinicius Oliveira. This dude, he's another dog, Felipe Lima type. Okay, striking is wild but good. Like it's linear, it's wild, but it's linear. It's not looping. Great striking. He's explosive. He's fast, strong, hard to take down early. Saeed's hips and his kicking game, phenomenal. I mean, if you haven't seen it, go watch it and then go try and do that same kick on a heavy back. I guarantee you fall over. Okay, his hip mobility is crazy. He has ground game as well. I mean, he's an OVEV. Of course, he's gonna have ground game. There's outliers to that. We've seen that. One of them got cut actually today, or recently from the UFC roster. But it's a close fight. I think it's a close fight. But what does it come down to for me? We're in Saudi. He has a last name Nurmagomedov. He's Muslim. Give me Saeed.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Now, like JP said, he's not related to Habib, but they are close friends. That's something that's well documented. He does work with Khabib. I think he's going to have a really good game plan going into this fight. The one thing about Oliveira, as skilled as a striker as he is, he really struggled with Sopaj whenever Sopaj was able to take him down. Let's not forget, Sopaj was having a lot of success in the Oliveira fight until he gassed and ate that flying knee.
He was gonna win.
Other than that, it was a pretty damn close fight. Yes. So that's the difference for me. Is Saeed's going to be able to implement that ground game? I don't think it's going to be smart to stand and strike with Vinicius. He throws a lot of leg kicks. They're hard. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he fractured his chin in the Ricky Simone fight. He was limping around, but continuing to throw kicks with it. It was very interesting. But I definitely think Saeed Nurmagomedov is going to get it done just because he's got more ways to win and that ground game at his disposal if he needs. He probably will start out by standing with Vinicius, but Vinicius is going to have to catch him early and often, probably get him out of there in the first round if he doesn't want to have to deal with the wrestling from a Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I would like to think he can, but Vinicius early is just he's like a fucking jumping bean, you know? Things you put on the counter and they just roll over and keep going. Dude's everywhere. Um, I'm glad I don't have to go first for this. This next one, I still don't think I've made up my mind for this next one. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Biggie Boy, versus Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah, we got the return of the biggie boy. I always love watching him fight. He's a very skilled heavyweight. He's got good hands, got a great jab. He continues to find his range very well within these fights. He does have some KO power, but he hasn't had a ton of power as of late. One could say he won, within the distance against Gaziev. Gaziev quit. He wasn't knocked out or nothing. He just quit on the stool.
Yeah,
We talked about that.
fat boy.
So that's not super impressive to me. Sergey Pavlovich, on the other hand, he's fun to watch. He's got a ton of KO victories, but he's on a two-fight losing streak. Now they've been against Tom Aspinall. We all should know who Tom Aspinall is, and Alexander Volkov, which I try to tell y'all. Volkov is the real deal. But in this one, I definitely think Sergey gets back on the right side of what he's been doing. Gets in the win column. He's got the power to get Rozenstruik out of there. If Rozenstruik can maintain distance, good for him. But with Pavlovich's ability to blitz in, it's going to be very hard for Josinho to really keep the range that he wants to keep it at. He's not Volkov. The thing that Volkov had going for him was he's 6'7". He's long. He's got kicks. He's got the hands as well. Jorginho, not so much. So Pavlovich is going to be able to get in and hit him. And I just don't think that bodes well for Rozenstruik in this one. Give me Sergey Pavlovich, and give me Pavlovich by KO.
Brevin is sitting here telling you guys, Jesus, that he tried to tell you guys about Volkov over Pavlovich. You know who wasn't? Me. Because I picked Pavlovich. I picked Pavlovich to decapitate Volkov. Okay.
In the first round.
Yeah. We don't got to go more into it. It's all right. Yeah. And that fight put such a bad taste in my mouth. Granted, I agree. Volkov is 6'7". Great kicks. He's looked better and better every time we've seen him. Rozenstruik's a high-level kickboxer. Okay, he made a career at high-level kickboxing. He did it with his last fight. Who's his last fight? Tafa? Or not Tafa? Tuivasa?
Tuivasa.
Tuivasa's got a lot of power too. He's a knockout artist too. Is he as good as Pavlovich? No. He's not as big either. Rozenstruik's got a decent jab too. I don't know, man. I'm very back and forth. For some reason, I have something in my head telling me that Rozenstruik can stand at distance and outpoint him. But then again, I think he tries to parry a little bit too much with his hands. And I think if we're doing that all 3 rounds, the less you parry with your hands and the more you do like Volkov and you circle out, you leg kick, you jab, circle out. I think you just give him more chance to get clipped trying to parry with your hands. And if Pavlovich touches you clean once, you're doing the fucking chicken dance to the bar to get another drink, okay? Because you're hammered drunk, stumbling around. Yeah, I'll go Pavlovich. If he screws me twice, I swear to God. But I think he can knock him out.
I think that's the right call, JP. The one thing you mentioned, the jab from Rozenstruik. Sure, he's got a good jab. Sure, he's a good kickboxer, but like I said, he's not Volkov. I mean, he's only standing at 6'2", and his reach is 78 inches. Pavlovich, he's 6'3" with an 84-inch reach. That means Pavlovich is going to be able to touch Rozenstruik. It's going to take a lot for Rozenstruik to keep it at range, especially with a guy much longer than him. I think Pavlovich, once he touches you, it's game over. So I really don't see a world where Rozenstruik can keep a solid range. Sergey's going to blitz in. He's going to find the home for his left hand, probably put his lights out.
Yeah, I would be pleasantly, not surprised, but like, if Rozenstruik was able to stay at bay the entire time, I'd be okay, but I just think he gets clipped.
Going to split decision against Tai Tuivasa is not a great look at this current point in Tuivasa's career.
Fair.
Pavlovich put Tuivasa out, made quick work of him. I think the same thing happens here. All right, moving up the card, I'm excited to hear your thoughts because I know you are a big Shara the Bullet fan. We got Shara Magomedov going up against MVP Michael Venom Page. I'm super stoked for this fight.
I am very excited for it. Very excited for it. Like both guys a lot. Despite what the history of the channel might tell you, I like both guys a lot. I mean, you guys have sat here for damn near 40 minutes and heard me say the same topic about these Muslim fighters in Saudi. Does Michael Venom Page knock out Shara Magomedov? I don't think so. I don't. I think it goes long. I think it's a point fest. Okay? I think they're sitting there kicking, touching, I like Shara's clinch work. People say he doesn't have grappling. He's got a little bit of trips and good clinch work. I'm not talking about the ground grappling. I understand that, but and Michael's no slouch on the ground. I mean, Ian Gary tried to submit him, and he was holding his own. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a really close fight. I'd love to see MVP win it. I think MVP sticks around either way because I think he's a draw, an entertaining fight, no matter what. Char's had how many robberies at this point? Char's knocking people out in a mall. What is that about? I think it's close. I think it goes long. Again, Muslim, Saudi Arabia. Give me Shara. I'm taking Shara.
Yeah. Oh man, I love Shara too, and I always pick against him. And hell, I'm going to again today. I think this is a very good matchup for Michael Venom Page, JP. I really, really do. Michael Venom Page, don't forget, is moving up to middleweight from welterweight here to fight Shara. That's going to come with a speed advantage for Michael Venom Page, as well as a big reach advantage. I'm very big on guys with this long reach. He's got what is that, 6 inches of reach over Shara. We know how each guy fights. Shara's going to lead with the leg kicks, probably throw more leg kicks than punches in this one. Michael Venom Page bounces around on the outside and then bounces into the pocket and bounces right back out. Very quick on his feet, very light on his feet. This is going to be a striker's dream right here, this matchup between the two. I mean, I can't think of a better matchup between two strikers than these two. The one thing that you really got to keep an eye out for is this is a big step up in competition, in my opinion, for Shar Magomedov. Hell, I even took Armin Petrosyan over Shara. But Michael Venom Page is on another level of striking, and that's why we saw a ground game from Ian Gary, which we hadn't seen before. And Ian Gary outstrikes everybody, including his last opponent. But against Michael Venom Page, he had to take him to the ground, try to find submissions. That's not going to be a good look, especially for a guy that we know is going to stand with Michael Venom Page and doesn't have the option to take him down. What happens if he's faster? What happens if he starts getting caught? As long as MVP doesn't disrespect Shara's religion and kiss someone in public, I think he's going to be just fine in this one. Give me MVP to get it done.
I mean, you could call it biased on my end. Not because I like Shara. Shit, not because of that, but because
You
of.
guys have similar hairstyles, man.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we got similar looks. I was like, oh, all right, dickhead.
Hey, you got 2 eyes.
Well, he may have better eyesight than I do. And I understand he's got one eye, but that might be a true statement. Okay. I can't. I mean, you can't blame anybody for going MVP. Really, I just got a feeling, and they might not. It might go long, and MVP still might get it. But I'm telling you guys, I guarantee you there will be one robbery on this card towards one of these fighters. Quote me on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a little sneaky prop bet for you guys though.
What's that?
MVP by submission.
Huh?
He's been working on his grappling very, very much since his last fight. Even went and got a grappling victory in Polaris 30 over Carlos Condit, who has 13 submissions over his MMA career. Now, it's not very likely, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. MVP, great striker. We all know Shara's ground game is not that great. MVP could take the back. He's got very long arms. Could find a sub.
That'd be crazy. And that's gonna be big plus money. I might sprinkle. You get some cake? You want some sprinkles with that cake?
Yeah, I mean, he does have 4 wins by submission, but nobody will ever talk about his ground game. Ever.
Yeah.
Because of how flashy he is on the feet.
I bet you this fight is the most bet on fight of this card. I don't know if there's any way for us to even like find that out, but I bet money.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super stoked for it. All right. Moving up. The main event of the evening. We've got Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, taking on Nasruddin Imavov, the sniper. Now, in my opinion, we got 2 snipers in this one. JP, I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Oh man. The first thing I want to say is I know he's a weirdo. I trust me, I get that he is a weirdo. Okay? He's weird. I feel like it's the same thing as like hating on the Chiefs right now. It's a popular thing to hate on Israel Adesanya online. Because, like, feel the way you want about his personal life and shit he does, whatever. Peyton Talbot paints his nails. We said he's a weirdo, okay? But he's still good, all right? And I don't understand how we can forget what Izzy has done. As a champion, not as a champion. The one guy we hold in regard so high. Everybody loves him. He's so good. Poatan, Izzy's the only guy to knock him the fuck out. Out cold. I don't want to hear about, oh, he was losing. Bro, come on. He wobbled him in the first fight with that same combo. Second fight, he put him out. Lights out with it. Other than Roundtree, we have not seen anybody do anything close to that to Pereira. Imavov's good too. Okay? Imavov's not bad. He's got decent clinch, decent ground game. He's a good striker. He's strong. Is Adesanya washed? Is the big question that we have to answer for this fight. If they're standing at range, I have a hard time believing that Izzy has lost it so much that Imavov is just going to outclass him on the feet. I would be shocked. The Duplessis fight, I personally think Izzy was fighting well in the Duplessis fight. And then that random exchange, that chaotic exchange, that chaotic scramble in what was it, the 4th round or something like that? You've been fighting for damn near 20 minutes now, and then you get a chaotic scramble. That's why he taps so fast. You're exhausted, dude. And you got this moron Duplessis who can't throw a straight fucking punch to save his life, hanging on you like a koala. I don't know, man. I think it'll be close. I just don't think he's washed. I don't think he's washed. I think Adesanya's been good. He is good. If he's washed, he's washed. I personally don't believe it. I'm going to back him. I'm taking Izzy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you made all great points there. And you talked about being gassed after 4 rounds. In my opinion, the one that's going to get gassed in this one is Imavov. He carries a lot of muscle mass. He's very strong for this size. Whereas Israel Adesanya, he's been kickboxing his entire life. He's, gone up to light heavyweight, fought at this weight for his entire career, has been the reigning champion for a very long while up until, recently. So he's fought 5 rounds a lot. He's going to have the gas tank to stand there and strike. And Imavov, yeah, we talk about him having the OV, maybe having a ground game. He doesn't use it. And I'm never going to back a guy that doesn't use their ground game because of the potential that they may use their ground game. Imavov's not Dricus. He's not going to take you down. He's not going to sub you. He's going to stand there and trade with you. We saw that in the Sean Strickland fight. Why didn't he go out there and take down Sean Strickland? He really couldn't. He stood there, traded with Sean Strickland. Not a great idea. It's going to be the same thing here. Izzy's going to have the upper hand in the hands. He's going to have the gas tank. I think he gets done. I'm also backing Israel Adesanya. I don't think he's washed whatsoever. I mean, he's only a few fights off of like his win over Poatan, which you stated. I don't I don't see it, dude. I don't see it. Yeah, sure, he lost to Strickland. He lost to Dricus. Look who's fighting for the belt now. Dricus and Strickland. Like, those are great losses. That's fine. Imavov, on the other hand, he's on the come up. He's much younger, but he doesn't have the experience, doesn't have the resume that Stylebender has at this point in his career. And I think this is just too tall of a task.
Yeah, man. I mean, everybody wants to say all this shit about Pereira. Izzy's the only one to knock him out. You guys can say all you want that he was getting beat. He still knocked him out. All right, it's all this. Well, he was getting beat before that. Okay? That's like saying, well, I won 3 out of the 4 quarters of football. Did you win the game? I don't give a shit. I don't care. Also, you said you don't like picking these guys who we say have a ground game, but they don't use it, so it's the potential. Is that a little foreshadow to your Ankalaev Pereira pick? Maybe? I know how you feel about
Maybe
Ankalaev.
so. But I will tell you that's probably one of the main reasons why Godzilla is no longer part of the organization. We liked the potential that he had as far as the offensive wrestling. He never used it and then got absolutely pieced up. So
And he got cut. Later. Hit the bench, pal.
yeah. I feel like they've been very active with their cutting of fighters as of late.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're expecting some high level MMA, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. Like, Dudakova got cut. Ihor Potieria. I mean, we just saw both of them fight. He got cut. Ooh, funny story for you. So this morning is when I heard about all these people getting cut. I didn't realize the last time Dudakova fought, when she lost, I didn't realize she smacked the shit out of her coach.
I did read something about that after the fight.
When
Yes.
she had that big cut on her head, he came over and said something. I don't know. It's all in Russian. I speak Chinese, not Russian. She just smacked the shit out of him. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Crazy. That does do it for the card, but it doesn't do it for the show. Don't go anywhere. We will give you our parlays. Locked Door MMA's lock of the night is up first. JP, who are you locking?
Interesting card. Lot of canceled fights. Great lines across the card. All right, we're not seeing any minus 800, minus 1200, minus 6. We're not seeing any of that. We're seeing good lines. This is all around. I like this fight night a lot. 7 a.m. I'm going to be at work watching it. Oh, man, sounds great to me. My lock may be the riskiest lock I have ever done on the show. I'm taking Mike Davis to beat Faraz Ziam. I like Davis a lot. I think he can finish this fight. I think he can knock Ziam out. Club and sub. Give me Mike Davis, man.
I like it. Even though I picked against him, I like your tenacity, JP. I like that you're getting after it. Hell, who am I to say anything about your locks? You've been on fire. I have not. But let's get back in that win column from my lock. I'm going to go with a guy that I think needs to redeem himself. Came out very strong the last time. Got ended at the very end of it. Put me Muhammad Naimov to get it done over Khan Ofli. I think he needs a resurgence win here, and I think he has the skill set to do it over his opponent this weekend.
You have the odds for that right now?
I don't. I can find them really quick, though, if you just give me one moment. Bringing to you live odds.
With the Jeopardy.
All right,
theme
well,
song.
that doesn't help one bit. Looks like we've got Naimov being favored minus 258, and Ofli's at plus 210. Or are you talking about the lock?
I mean, yeah, the lock too.
Let's put your Mike Davis in there.
Mike Evans.
That's going to bring us currently to plus 136.
Plus money for the lock. And it's smacking. Maybe that's what it is, bro. Maybe that's what breaks the curse. The lock needed to be plus money.
Maybe so.
It would have
We
been.
have to break the curse.
It would have been plus money if Moicano didn't get switched around. But that is what it
I
is.
had a bad feeling about my lock after the Moicano fight got shifted. All right, for my basic, let's kick the card off with. Let's kick the basic off with Muhammad Naimov. I gotta put the lock in there. I think he's winning. I gotta stick to my guns. He's gonna be the first one. Second one, Terrence McKinney. I think he gets it done. Probably gets it done in under 3 rounds. For my final pick, give me the big boy Sergey Pavlovich to redeem himself and get back in the win column. I think he also gets it done. That will be my 3-pick basic for this week. Maybe next week, maybe not. We'll kind of shift it up and give you a little something different for the basic.
Interesting. The polar bear's in it, huh? All right.
Rock.
All right. I hate to say that we have another OVEV parlay, but I guess we do. Okay? And that's because you guys know my motto for this card. All right? Anyways, sit down, shut up. Juicer time. All right? Start off the juicer. Second fight of the night, Bogdan Grad. All we need to do is not get knocked out. And he wins the fight. Okay? Better, well-rounded. Come on. Don't get slumped. Throw Bogdan in there. Next one, a Mike Lock. Throw it to Mike Evans. All right? Throw Davis in there. Mike Davis. I'm telling you guys, I think he's going to beat the shit out of Ziam. Third one, Brevin's onto something. Terrence McKinney. Okay? Throw Terrence McKinney in there. Now, I understand it's a juicer. If you want to throw Terrence McKinney by finish, okay, fight doesn't go distance, do what you feel like, okay? Because then, that way if Terrence, does something wild, gasses out, gets clipped, you still hit it because you just threw in fight does not go distance. Something different, all right? Thinking outside the box, because why not? Brevin has proved to me crazy shit happens every weekend, but we're doing something crazy. Next one, Muhammad Naimov, okay? He's a lock for a reason. I think Ofli's kind of the same style fighter, just worse. Muhammad Naimov. The last two, Saeed. Sad. Who cares? Saeed Nurmagomedov. Throw him in there. You think he's got better ground game? The last one, and if we make it this far, oh my God, you're going to think you're in a sauna because you're going to be sweating your balls off for this one, okay? Throw Shara Magomedov in there to win over MVP. We'll see if my theory is correct about the biased judging. Right now, I believe the Bogdan line just got better. It did. Right now, that 6-leg juicer plus 1175.
Love it.
That's juiced.
That's juiced up. That really is. I'm surprised you didn't go with Gaziev in there.
Ain't doing it. I'm not putting that fat boy in my bets, bro. You quit on the stool, you quit in my bank account. That's the rule right there. All right.
Hey, I heard Elvis quit on the stool.
Who?
Elvis Presley.
I don't get it. Went over my head.
He died on the toilet, JP.
Did he really?
Yes. You didn't know that about Elvis?
No.
He quit on the stool. Come on, JP.
Went over my head. I ruined
that was a
the
great
joke.
punchline.
I ruined the joke.
That was a great one.
Yikes. Hey, rest in peace, Elvis. Love you, pal. Ruined the joke. It just went straight over my head.
If you guys are still here, thank you. Make sure to leave a comment, leave a like. Let us know who you think are winning these fights. We appreciate it as always. Make sure to head over to TikTok, follow us there, go on the Instagram, like our stuff over there. We got reels going crazy. We're planning bigger, better content for you guys on all platforms. We're evolving as a channel as we should. We're growing one subscriber at a time. It's okay though. That's okay. If you aren't subscribed, get subscribed. We appreciate you guys as always. JP, I'll hand it over to you.
Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's all I'm saying. Okay. We're here for the vibes. We're here for good times. Wild shit. I promise you. Follow the channel. Every weekend, wild shit will happen. Swear to God. Okay? Cross my heart. One block at a time. One subscriber at a time. We're just walking down that path. Okay? Like Brevin said, help your boys out and beat this algorithm's ass. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, like it. Share it. Sorry, JP,
No,
to
you're
cut
good.
you off. Like the video. Share the video. Comment on the video. Even if it's some out-of-pocket shit. The guy that said never fucking bet with Brevin, you honestly made me happy because you left a comment. I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that. But, things are going to get turned around for me. I promise you that.
It's funny. Oh, man. Rage bait. Haters. They hate us because they ain't us. Pause. Catch us in the bathtub next weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, it was a pleasure. Early morning. Bingo, bango, baby. Hey.